Hello challengers, welcome to the November challenge. Thanks planks, buns, and guns. Thanks so much for joining me today for this whole month of November. I'm grateful for you guys. If you're new to the group, welcome. If you've been with me for a while, we've been going for pretty many months, maybe 14th month. Thanks for sticking around. I appreciate you guys so much. So the purpose of this group is just to help us develop a habit of exercise, something with attainable goals that you can do every day, maybe every other day. Fit it in your schedule. They're achievable, attainable. Maybe it's something that you normally wouldn't do, so it provides something extra for you to do to add on to exercise you're currently doing. Or maybe this is going to be like that first step into getting you going in the morning or later in the day, and then you'll add on to what's on the calendar. So the group keeps you accountable, it's fun, it's encouraging, and again, we are here for each other, so we like to keep it light and just make you realize that exercise doesn't have to be drudgery. Exercise can be fun and you can fit it in your day. So keep in mind that this group, it's been around for a while, like I said, so some of you guys are just avid exercisers. You've been exercising, for a long time now, and when we start over, November 1st, it's a lot harder or a lot easier than it was October 31st. So if you want to keep that growth going, because these challenges help you grow both physically and mentally, if you want to keep growing, you may need to do multiple sets of what we have on the calendar, because it's going to start out fairly easy for you. But if you're new to this challenge group, you may need to start out, exactly what it says, fairly simple. But if it's still too hard for you, you can certainly break the reps that are on the chart into sets. So feel free to just make it your own. I don't want anybody to hurt themselves. I want you to listen to your body. I want you to push yourself, but listen to your body and keep it safe. So also, the key to any exercise program, and actually the key to a lot of things you're trying to improve in, is consistency. So keep it consistent, have a no quit attitude. Once you start, keep going. If you miss a day or two, it's okay. Just get back on the horse, start back up again, and just be where you are. Be happy with where you are. Be thankful that you're able to move your body. It's November. It's a thanks challenge as well as the planks, buns, and guns. So be thankful for your body and for where you are right now. You guys can tackle this from the beginning and then improve towards the end. All right, are you guys ready to see the exercises? Okay, here we are. We're gonna start with, we have 5 different exercises. So we have squats, dips, bicep curls, planks, and then we have the dead bug. So it does target those areas. I'm gonna show you like the regular basic way to do the exercise and then modifications. So the first one is squats. I'm gonna move this up a little bit. And a basic squat is, let me take this off. A basic squat is you standing with your feet about shoulder width apart, all right? And then keep your knees the same line as your toes. You're gonna sit back, chest is proud, so if you had writing on your t-shirt, you'd be able to read it. All right, sit back, sit back, sit back, and then come on back up with a boom, like you wanna squeeze those glutes, push the hips forward slightly as you come up. So a side view would be going down, and you can go a full range of motion where the tops of your thighs are parallel to the floor, or if you have to stop before that, pay attention to your knees, keeping those knees behind your toes, weight on your heels, and then pop up. All right, so down, pop up, down, pop up. All right, so that is your basic squat. The way to modify that would just be to not go all the way down, or you can use, like I have a couch right here, you can use the help of a couch. All right, you can also change, like make a wide squat and target a little more of the inside of the legs, just as long as your knees are following the directions of your toes. Okay, so there's your squat. Another one, let me just mention that if a squat is not good for you at all, I know a couple of our months we did bridges. You can take it down and do a bridge instead, so just squeeze up the glutes and then bring it down. Squeeze up the glutes and then bring it down. This is Lucy. She likes to exercise with me. All right, so knees can be 90 degrees or should be. Put a lot of weight on your heels, okay? So that could be a modification for a squat as well. The next one is dips. And by the way, squats will target those lower muscles like your glutes, your quads, hamstrings. So next one, we're gonna target our triceps with dips, okay? So a dip, you can do this on a bench. So if you have a little bench, step away from the bench and go down, bending your elbows to 90, and then squeeze up. All right, keep those elbows in. Find a bench where your hands are about shoulder width apart. Elbows go right all the way back and up. If you're advanced for dips and you want to make it a little harder, you could cross one leg on top, okay? Keep your back real close to your bench, all right? So you could do one leg on top to make it a more difficult. And then if it's too hard, you could put your hands behind your back and do this on a mat, okay? And just hold up in a reverse plank sort of, and then bring it down, up, hands under the shoulders, elbows stay back, and up, all right? Now, if all of that just seems not good for you, you can take a set of weights, or if you have a towel, and you can do kickback, standing, kneeling, whatever works. So put your elbows back, and then extend, hold it for a second, and then in, okay? If your weight's too heavy, you won't be able to do a full extension, so make sure your weight is light enough you can do a full extension. And then again, elbows are back. Keep your elbows up, and your elbow is a hinge. Try to lock your shoulders into place, keeping them pressed down. Or if you don't have weights, take a towel and have it real tight behind your back and either lift up and down, okay? Or you could even bring it over the head. And just hold that towel and maybe do a tricep extension, okay? Like that. All right, so those are some modifications. You gotta work with it, whatever is good for your body, all right? That is your dips. Then we have the bicep curls. Just because the camera, the angle that it is, I'm gonna do these kneeling down, but of course you can do these standing, you can do them sitting on your bench, but you can do these with different positions. So hands forward or palms forward, come up and down, go up, keep your core tight, shoulders down and back. Exhale on the way up, inhale on the way down, and go up maybe 1,000, 2, 1,000, and go down a little slower. 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? Now you can do it like a hammer if you want to switch the angle. And maybe you're gonna do that every other day, switch the angle, or wide. Okay, that's another positioning, okay? If you don't have weights, again, you can use a towel. So just make it real tight and then squeeze up and down. Same thing with the counts, go down slower than you go up, all right? And keep that towel tight the whole time. Okay, so that's the bicep and some ideas for that. And then we go into the plank. Let me move this down a little bit lower now. With the plank, you can do a high plank or a low plank. You can go on your toes or your knees. So a high plank, hands are right under those shoulders. Lift up, keep your glutes squeezed in, keep your core muscles engaged, and then look a little bit in front of your hands so that your head is neutral, your neck is neutral, and then hold it for the amount of seconds it says, all right? A low plank would be on your toes, elbows are right under your shoulders, and hold it low. Again, you can have either high or low, you can be on your knees if that helps with your positioning. Okay, either on your knees or on your toes. And then another option would be if you have a sturdy bench, again, you could do an elevated plank, okay? So it's not quite as difficult, all right, on an elevation. Or take stairs if you have some steps that you can do them on a step with a little elevation. So that's your plank. The last one is a dead bug. Just a second, Lucy. The last one is a dead bug. So that's gonna really target the core. And if you do this correctly, it's gonna be so effective. So I want to show you the starting position, which is very important to keep there at that starting position. So your knees are bent. Just a minute. Your knees are bent at a 90 degrees, always. Don't bring your knees in, because that's gonna take the resistance off of your tummy. So knees are right above the hips, 90 degrees at the hips, 90 degrees at the knees, okay? And then your arms are up, straight from the shoulders. That's your starting position and the position you come back to. And I want to make sure that you can not really get your hands under your back. Your back is pressed down into the mat. Your core is engaged, so if you were to punch your core, it's gonna bounce off. It's tight, it's engaged. Okay, so keep your back in neutral. All right, let me let Lucy out. You guys hold on. Here, Lucy. Go ahead. Okay, so remember that neutral position, and then the movement is just bringing opposite arm, opposite leg over, okay? So opposite arm, opposite leg. And then back up to starting position, okay? Now, if that's too hard, maybe your core is pretty weak right now at this point, you can just keep your hands up and just bring either the arms or the legs out. So arms or legs out, or you can bring it down. You don't have to push it out. You can bring it down, okay? If you want it a little more difficult, you can take a ball or even a pillow, and you can push the ball with the opposite hand against the thigh, hold it there, and then bring the other one out and up, okay? Or you can even alternate. That takes a little bit of coordination, so you might want to just do one side at a time. All right, so that's another option. Again, you could do that with a pillow instead of a ball, or even with your hand, okay? So I think the hardest part of that one is the coordination. But you know, working our brains is good too. So working on coordination is always a plus, even with exercise. So that's it, guys. That's all I have for you for the month of November. Remember my final tip, which I always put on my videos. I love this motto. It's all or something, not all or nothing. So again, if you miss one day, miss 2 days, let's say you go on vacation, you just don't feel like doing these exercises. The point is to try to do these wherever you go to keep that consistency. But if you don't have that quit attitude like, oh, forget it, I blew it. No, 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 no. Keep going, you guys. You can just get back on and finish the month maybe a little bit later than the month. Maybe you're finishing it into December, or you're doing the best you can, and when you get done, when November's over and you haven't done the whole thing, have you done more than what you thought you would? Have you done something that maybe you wouldn't have done had you not joined this group? Just be proud of where you are. Be grateful for that movement and the ability to do some of these exercises. Just be grateful and proud of where you are starting, and then just look forward to where you're going to continue to grow and improve. And you guys, that's what it's all about. Just pushing yourself, all right? Don't worry about what anybody else is doing. Your exercise is your exercise, and you are going to just end up being the best person that you can be just by putting a little effort in each day. So thank you again for joining. I'm really grateful for you guys, and I hope you guys have a fantastic November. See you later.